guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Heather with Creativity by Heather BE, and today I am bringing you a video showing you how you can easily layer embossing powder. I love embossing powder. I think it's so magical watching it melt. And so what I'm going to be doing is layering sterling and gilded embossing powders today. And I have a piece of midnight cardstock, and you'll see I have the Dance with Denim stamp over there. So full disclosure, the plan was to stamp that down over the diagonal lines that I'm creating with the purple tape. And quite honestly, I got so much into my taping, I completely forgot about it and just did regular embossing with my clear embossing ink right to the paper. So I will show you another video in the coming weeks with the Dance with Denim, which is a background stamp that's a collaboration between Brutus Monroe and Unity, but I forgot to use it in this video. So what I'm doing is I taped off with purple tape the cardstock panel, and now I'm just going directly with my clear embossing ink directly to the paper. And it's okay if you get the embossing ink on the purple tape. And as you'll see here in a moment, you're also going to get some embossing powder on it, and it's okay because I'm going to leave that on there while I heat emboss it just to make sure that my lines stay crisp. So it will pull up. You don't have to worry about it ripping your paper or messing up the embossing. So what I'm doing is I am generously, as you can see, just dumping the gilded embossing powder, and this is a gorgeous gold embossing powder from Brutus Monroe. And I'm completely covering this panel. I'm not even worrying about the tape. I just wanted to get it covered completely. And you can see how gorgeous. There's the magic of that embossing powder once it melts, and this creates a gorgeous gold color. So you can see how easily that tape pulls off. There will be some places where the embossing powder didn't melt completely, like right there on that strip, and I'm just going to go back in and reheat it just to make sure it's all set. And you get this beautiful panel, which you could just take that panel and create a gorgeous card with it. But because I wanted to do the emboss layering, I decided to take my Snowflake stencil, which is one of my favorite stencils from Brutus Monroe. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking my clear embossing ink and going directly to my paper. And you can put that right over the gilded embossing powder. It will show up, which I'm going to show you here in a moment. And we're going to be able to heat emboss right over top of that gilded. So you can see there the embossing ink went over that fine. So what I'm going to do the second layer of embossing powder with is sterling, and this is a gorgeous silver color. And I thought it really set off, and I decided to make this a wintry card, and I am going to add a pop of color in, but this will make gorgeous, just two-tone, very elegant Christmas cards as well, New Year's Eve cards. This gilded and sterling together are just beautiful. So I'm just making sure that I have complete coverage, and I am going to take a little paintbrush and go in and just kind of clean up some of the areas. This is a snowflake die, or excuse me, I keep going to call it a die. This is a snowflake stencil, so if there were little areas that it spread out, I was okay with it because it kind of just looked like flecks of snow. So you can see the beautiful sterling once it's embossed on top of that gilded. It's just beautiful. And I wanted to add my sentiment, but I didn't want to cover up the entire background. So what I'm going to do is I am using, these are two new alphabet dies from Brutus Monroe, the uppercase and the lowercase. And I am going to cut the uppercase from the watermelon Glitterstock. And I cut out Let It Snow was the sentiment that I wanted to add on top of the panel. And what I did is I actually off camera cut a circle out of Vellum using the circle foundation dies, so that way it didn't completely cover up the background for the sentiment, but you could still see that background through even where the sentiment was located. And I'm going to glue these down, and I also, and this is not in the video, but I'm going to add in a piece of ribbon from a previous subscription box. I believe it was the June box. It's a piece of pink ribbon just to kind of give this some little extra dimension, which you'll see in the pictures. This card was so simple to do, and there are so many ways that you can layer embossing powder. You can layer different colors, you can layer it using different stamps, different stencils. So just so many things you can do, and you can see how simple and gorgeous this card is. Very easy to do. I just love the background, and there you can see the ribbon that I added. So I hope this simple, fun embossing technique encouraged you to become creative and think of different ways that you can use your embossing. Don't forget to click on the blog below because we'd love to see some of the amazing things that you guys create. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.